Chavad, Shana Tava, with your permission, for Rosh Hashanah. As Rosh Hashanah is called in the Tefillah Yom HaZikaron. Yom HaZikaron means the day of remembrance, and it refers to Hashem that He remembers us. And the Mishnah comes to the Gemara and tells us that on the first day of Tishrei, Hashem judges the world in 1 second. The Gemara says, everybody with one blink of Hashem judges everybody. So of course the question is, today we know the time changes. And why people still sleeping in America, in Eretz Israel already finished Shacharit. So it's impossible Hashem judges us while we're sleeping. And of course, if you go further, you go to Australia, and the day starts early, the whole world is still sleeping. So Hashem judges the people in Australia. It's called Kavat Tarikh, line of the date. So how can it be in 1 minute? It's impossible in 1 minute. It's not true. It's not true. Hashem doesn't judge people while they're sleeping. Comes the Mishnah and says, no, it's not. It's very serious. It's matter. Malachim yechafezun. The angels in Shamayim running around, scared what's going to happen. It's not just for people, it's for the Medina. We say in the time Tokef. Hashem judges the world. All the things going to happen. You see, people tragedies come through the year. You say the guy, something happened to him. It didn't happen to him. It happened on Rosh Hashanah already. Rosh Hashanah, Hashem decides what's going to be. Hashem does not judge during the year. Hashem gives us, maybe, the Gemara says, sometimes the right to try to ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so-called, to waive it. But all the tragedies being written in Rosh Hashanah, everything. Corona, earthquake, people die, everything. Everything. All the accidents. The guy had an accident, the guy had this, the guy lost his money. Everything Rosh Hashanah. It's a very serious day. Hashem says, okay, so it's the whole with Teshuvah. Okay, fine. Comes the Gemara and Hashem tells us like this. You know Rosh Hashanah is coming? Imul Fanei Malchuyot. Say 10 sentences the Gemara says that I'm the king. What does it mean exactly? Everybody knows Hashem is a king. We say every day. Melech HaOlam, every day, 100 times, Barachot. Every Baruch says Melech HaOlam. I know Hashem is a king. What is the difference between Rosh Hashanah and the whole year round? If you don't know Hashem is the king, then you can't say the Bracha. The Gemara says, say Bracha. I forgot to say Melech HaOlam. It's not a Bracha. You must say Melech HaOlam. So what Rosh Hashanah is different? That means, to say 10 sentences that I'm a king. Okay. Then Hashem said, say 10 sentences that I should remember you, to have a good memory. Because what do you mean? Of course Hashem remembers. What does it mean? Hashem asks me that I should tell him to remember me. I'm in a bad shape. If I have to tell Hashem to remember me, it means I don't know who is Hashem. So Hashem wants me to tell him to remember me. Then you say 10 sentences about shofar. So you should know Hashem is going to remember you, but maybe shofar. It means the Gemara says, look, even though it's a very serious day, and it's very, very serious, but Hashem, so-called, is going to give you a way that you'll be able to escape the judgment. Hashem will judge you, and Hashem will say, dismiss. Court dismiss. What happened? Well, we said 30 sentences from the Tanakh that talks about Hashem is a king, and Hashem remembers me, and Hashem shofar, and then I blow the shofar, finished. It doesn't sound like a joke. It sounds like in America, never. If a person is standing in front of Hashem Rosh Hashanah, he knows what he did the whole year. Hopefully not too much. But it's not Teruah bel. You don't like somebody. Is every second on the file is a sign. What I say. People think at the end of the year, okay, this year I wasn't so bad. So the Rambam writes in his commentary, let me tell you something. Hashem weighs all the deed that the person does, whatever he did. But you don't know the score of every mitzvah or every sin, chas v'shalom. You don't know. You think you did a lot of mitzvot, you put tefillin, you put Rashi Rabbeinu Tam, Shimush Rabba, Tzitzit, Talit, this, Shabbat. Perfect. Maybe one little thing you did erases the whole thing. Not erase it, but Hashem puts on the scale, the Gemara says. The Rambam says, you don't know, Hashem never told us. So people live in illusion. People say, okay, this year I behaved, thank God, Baruch Hashem, that's much better than last year, 2 years, you can compare me. I said, listen, everything is perfect. But listen, you did one small thing. That small thing erases all the things that you did. Nothing. I have no idea, the Rambam says. Hashem never told us this. It's a very dangerous day, very dangerous time. So you're going to say this 30 psukim and say, remember shofar, you blow the shofar. What does it mean exactly? The shofar itself is a very, very strange thing. Of course, Rambam in his commentary, Rabbeinu Shadia Gaon, they have so many reasons for the shofar, besides the Kabbalah reason. And it says, doesn't do anything. You're a shofar, okay, so. I have teshuvah, I know I have teshuvah. The whole Elul I do teshuvah. I do the whole year teshuvah. So what the shofar is going to do? Somebody hears the shofar, you do teshuvah because of shofar. You say slichot, you say teshuvah. So you say every day, 3 times a day, every day you say it 3 times. I mean, if you pray, you know what you're saying. It's in the text. But the says every time before you sit down to eat, you should do teshuvah. You're in danger. You put something in your mouth, you're in danger. You might choke on it. You think it's a law that the food has to go that way. It says before you sit down, before you wash your hands, you say, Hashem, I'm sorry. Before you start learning Gemara, it says, do teshuvah right away. You want to understand the Gemara? To understand it well? Without teshuvah, you don't understand. So who said? In Tefillah you say it. Hashem v'navinu Toratecha. You say it 3 times a day. Please, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I want to come back to the Torah. Baruch Hashem Artzeh B'Teshuvah. You say it, Teshuvah. So, what is it all about now? The shofar. What does the shofar do to you? Special mitzvah in the Torah comes the Gemara and says, listen, don't underestimate this shofar business. If Chas Shalom somebody deliberately or negligence does not listen to shofar, the Gemara says the year that's coming up will not be as good as should have been. You miss shofar. So what shofar? What's the big deal about shofar? What is the shofar? I said, well, you know what shofar? I'll tell you what shofar is. The Gemara says it's Satan. The prosecutor upstairs, when he sees that we blow the shofar, he thinks Mashiach is coming. Mashiach is coming? He didn't come last year. The last few thousand years, he didn't come. He's an angel. He's not stupid. The Zohar says he's smarter than all the angels, if you may say such a thing. He rebelled against HaKadosh Baruch Hu already on the second day. That's what he wanted. The Zohar says Hashem never made him that way. Hashem just told him, you, the head of Chevra Kadisha, that's it. And in the time, he destroyed the whole world. He runs the world. Hashem hates him. Hashem calls him my enemy. Hashem called him a trap. The Gemara full of it. Hashem is going to slaughter him. At the end of the day, he's going to go and he's going to pen it into someone. He's going to hide in somebody's body, and Hashem will slaughter that person. It's a Navi. Shayahu. He's a Bamei alone. That so-called powerful entity, that this is our Munah, we don't know why Hashem lets him do what he wants. He hears the shofar, he thinks Mashiach is here. Mashiach is here? Why Mashiach is here? What did Mashiach do with this? But he still believes Mashiach is going to come? Yeah. There's a Gemara, Tosfot brings it, the Gemara, the Aruch, the Rishonim say, it's Yerushalmi, Gemara Yerushalmi. It's a powerful talk. And this is especially, this year the Gemara says Motzei Shvi ben David ba. You know, this year is very powerful, Rosh Hashanah, very powerful. But Hamikdash was destroyed the first and the second. Right after Shemitah, and Chachamim said, therefore, Mashiach, the Gemara said, Motzei Shvi ben David ba. It's very powerful. Here the Shofar Mashiach. Shofar Mashiach, what is this all about? Okay. So how do you know what to blow? Well, it says the Torah in the text. חודש השביעי באחד לחודש, יום תרועה יהיה לכם. Doesn't say the word shofar at all. Doesn't say shofar. It says the sound of a Teruah. This is called the day of Teruah. Comes the Gemara says, okay, so what is this exactly? We say, oh no, we don't know. We got lost. Got lost what? We don't know exactly what Hashem meant in the Torah, the sound of Teruah. We don't know what it is. The Rambam writes in his commentary, since so many exiles, listen. You know how to make tefillin? Perfect. You know the halachot of lulav? Perfect. You know how to do sukkah? Perfect. Tzitzit? Perfect. You know Shulchan Aruch? Elokut Yosef? Mishnah Berurah? Perfect. All. Hello? Teruah? Don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. Amazing. Why am I exile? How come you remember from exile all the other mitzvot to do? How do you know exactly how to make the tefillin, exactly how to make it? All the halachot, ma'achal, Hashem Sinai, and the sukkah, exactly what the Gemara says. And all the other things that Hashem said, the whole Shulchan Aruch, you know. Teruah, you don't? I don't know Teruah. Okay. Okay, excuse me, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, why didn't you write in the Torah to blow Teruah with a shofar? Because actually, could be with a trumpet. Trumpet. And the Torah says, Parshat Baalotcha, is to blow the trumpet, Teruah. So the Gemara says, how do you know? The Gemara asks this question. How do you know a shofar? It doesn't say shofar. So I tell you what. A special year, it's called Yovel. It means like this. 14 years after we come to Eretz Israel, they started counting. After 6 years, they did one Shemitah. Then they counted another 6 years, another Shemitah. After 7 times 7 is 49. And the 50th year is called Yovel. Yovel. What happened on Yovel? Yovel is a like Shemitah also, but it's very powerful. Yeah? According to the Zohar, that's the year of Mashiach. Over there, it's Parashat Behar in Sefer Vayikra. Over there it says, what do you do on Yovel? On Yovel, the Torah says, on Yom Kippur of Yovel, not Rosh Hashanah, on Yom Kippur, you blow the shofar. But over there in the text it says, Ba'avarta shofar Teruah b'chodesh hashvi'i be'asor lachodesh. Over there it says, Teruah with the shofar. Again, Teruah, that sound could be with the trumpet too. It says Teruah in Parshat Baalotcha, it talks about trumpets. Doesn't matter. Everyone says, you know what? On Rosh Hashanah, you have to have a sound of Teruah. Okay. What is this? I don't know. Okay, doesn't matter. We'll try to figure out. We'll start blowing this way, that way. Okay. With what? I don't know with what. Okay, I'll tell you what. It says the word Teruah here, on Rosh Hashanah. It says the word Teruah on Yom Kippur of Yovel. But in Yom Kippur of Yovel, HaKadosh Baruch Hu decided over there to write Shofar Teruah. Okay. Since it says over there Shofar Teruah, must be, it's called Gezerah Shavah, Teruah here too with the shofar. That's the Gemara says, that's how you know. That means I would have taken the trumpet. What's wrong with the trumpet? By the way, Beit HaMikdash, they used to, every day, they used to blow the shofar and trumpets. Every day. But they used to pour the wine on the altar, the Levim used to sing and play instruments. Part of the instruments, shofar and trumpet. Every day, not just Rosh Hashanah. Okay, so Rosh Hashanah Hashem didn't tell me what to do. I would have taken trumpet. No, don't do it. Learn from Yovel. Why I learn from Yovel? I don't know. I should learn it from trumpet. The word Teruah, it says in the Torah someplace else. Okay, you want to call Gezerah Shavah. Okay, here Teruah. Excuse me. It's also a Teruah on trumpet. Why you learn from it? Hashem, I don't understand. Why didn't you write it? Sefer Torah costs $60,000. It says another word, please, Hashem. Right. חודש שביעי באחד לחודש, יום תרועה, יום שופר תרועה יהיה לכם. יום שופר תרועה. I says, no. יום תרועה. I said, what happened? Why Hashem is stingy on one word, חס ושלום? This is parasha, also the Gemara says, must be read 2 weeks before Rosh Hashanah. Must be. Gemara says, why? Gemara says, because this parasha contains 98 curses, as Moshe Rabbeinu said. We want those 98 curses to be behind you, behind us. תכלה שנה בקללותיה, תחל שנה בברכותיה. It says, you come to Beit HaKnesset Shabbat, it's a very powerful thing. And so all the sicknesses you should know, it says in this parasha. This parasha, Hashem wants you to hear it, and Beit HaKnesset from a Sefer Torah, and then it means they're gone. No more sicknesses. What does it mean? Because you heard it from the Torah? Well, says, yeah. What does it mean? How can there be such a thing? 98 curses, sicknesses, all the bad things. Wave it. Okay, people went to Beit HaKnesset, they didn't help them. Didn't help them. Yeah, people died. Tzaddikim died. 20,000 people died, Jewish people, only people died from Corona. 20,000. But what happened? I thought I heard it was one of the curses is Gam kol choli kol machalat b'Torah. Torah says all the sicknesses are here. All the sicknesses are here in this parasha. Okay, so I came to Beit HaKnesset, I heard it, and what happened? You know what I mean? This parasha, Parashat Kitavo, starts the mitzvah of Bikurim. Okay, Bikurim. That's if we may say, a very strange mitzvah. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, בביקורים, say every morning. Certain things Hashem did not ask us to have any quantities, any measurement. One of them is called Bikurim. What is this? The way the Torah says, the Mishnah, the Gemara explain it like this. Somebody has in his backyard a tree from the 7 kinds, Chita, Sorah, Gefen, Teruah, Rimon, Shemen, Vash. I says, okay, so listen, what you do is like this. I want you to pick the first fruit that grows and do me a favor, put it in a basket. The Gemara says people used to have, basket from silver and gold. How much you have to put in the basket? And I'm sure. No quantity. What does it mean? 1 raisin. Okay, 1 raisin. Put 1 raisin, but please put it in a dish. Silver dish. 24 karat basket, plate, whatever. Okay, the best thing is, listen, you have also a fig, and you have also a pomegranate, so each one have a dish, have a small dish, put it inside. Chachamim came and said, listen, do me a favor, give 1/60th of your produce. But from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ב7 morning. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. How much you want to give? The smallest thing. 1 seed of pomegranate. 1 raisin. Put in a dish. Okay, put in a dish. What shall I do now? I want you to go to Beit HaMikdash with this. This I live 15 days away. The Gemara says, it took 15 days for a person to walk from Yerushalayim to the furthest place in Eretz Israel. 15 days. 15 days you go with a donkey. They didn't have Teslas those days. 15 days I go on a donkey. What do you have? I have Bikurim. What is this? See the raisin over there? See, oh yeah, I see the raisin. Yeah, fine. What are you going to do with this? I'm going to Beit HaMikdash with this. Okay, fine. So says the Rambam, says the Gemara, says the Mishnayot. Okay, people walk to Beit HaMikdash. You come to a place that you all get together. We're going to Beit HaMikdash. Says the Mishnah, says the Rambam, says the Halachot, says the Gemara. They send a messenger to Yerushalayim. We're coming with Bikurim. Says the Mishnah. Says the Rambam. Everybody had to close the store. They all stood outside. And before they started to welcome them, to go towards them outside Yerushalayim, Achenu Bet Israel, our brothers, Thank you very much. You come into. What is it? What do you have? I have a raisin. You see the raisin? No, I don't see it. Oh, look. Oh, it's here. Okay. I see the seed of a pomegranate inside. That's how you give to a coin? Yeah. This I came. I took me 15 days to come here to give it to the coin in Beit HaMikdash. Okay. The Mishnah says that, Rambam says, is to take a bull, ox, put in the horn, gold, walking, singing, dancing, Bikurim, 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 Bikurim. Come to Beit HaMikdash, you have to put it on your shoulder. The Leviim are singing. But the halacha is the Leviim, I don't hope I'm Mr. Levi, you know. It's not Leviim are not an orchestra or singers. The Leviim sing in Beit HaMikdash only when the sacrifices for the congregation, for the nation, not just singing over there. It's not a theater. When they pour the wine on the altar, and that wine was poured not because a private guy did something or something, only with something occasion for Am Yisrael. Yeah. Here comes the Mishnah, comes the Rambam and Halachot. The guy comes to Beit HaMikdash, he has this Bikurim. Everybody is dancing over there. The Leviim are singing, playing all the instruments. So what is this holiday for? What is this for? Nothing. Come to Gemara and says, this is the first thing I want you to don't underestimate it. This is something, because of this, Am Yisrael will inherit Eretz Yisrael, Bikurim. Vayaki Tavo el Aretz. This is so powerful thing. What powerful thing? I don't know what it is. What is the whole thing? It's nothing. It's nothing. Says the Gemara, I want to tell you something. You come to Beit HaMikdash, is a text. You bring the Bikurim, you say, you have to read something from the Torah. Or you say, you recognize it, we say it in HaKadosh Shel Pesach also. Whoever made HaKadosh Shel Pesach decided to take this text that people bring Bikurim to say it in the Haggadah. What Haggadah has to do with this? I don't know. But every week, every year, you say it, night of Pesach, Arami Aved Avi, Lava wanted to kill Yaakov, Vayered Mitzrayma, Yaakov went to Egypt. גוי גדול עצום, הראו אותם המצרים אותנו וענונו, the Egyptians gave us our time, ונצעק את השם אלוקינו, we scream to Hashem. He's saying it now, Bikurim, what do you say? I don't understand what you're saying. Who asked you not to talk about history? I don't understand. You don't say, here's the Bikurim. No. It's called Vidui Bikurim, the Rambam calls it. It's a confession. Mister, please, say what I'm going to tell you. This time there's a plaque. And then he used to tell it to people. Not everybody knew how to read. People read it. You had to repeat it. What is this? I was in Egypt. So what had Egypt has to do with the Bikurim? Yeah. You finish reading the text. In the text, at the end of the text, they said to Hashem, I want to ask you something. The Gemara says Hashem has, if we say such a thing, black glasses. Black glasses. It means Hashem is upset. He puts these black glasses on his eyes. Shouldn't see his blue eyes. So the Gemara says every time in the Tanakh it says the word Vayashkev, it comes from the word binoculars. It means bad news. Bad news. It means Hashem has the black glasses on. Okay. After you read the Bikurim, in the text we're going to read on Shabbat. Hashkifa, we read it tomorrow also. Hashkifa, Hashem, please put the black glasses on. Oh, black glasses? I should put it? Yeah, I want you to put it. You want me to put the black glasses? Uvarech et Amcha Yisrael. Please give me a blessing. I should give a blessing with the black glasses? I don't understand. Black glasses used, the Gemara says, only for bad occasions. It means Hashem is upset. We ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please put those black glasses on you and give me a bracha. Give you a bracha with the black glasses? Yeah. Hashkifa in the text, tomorrow you see. Shlishi. Varech et Amcha et Yisrael v'et Adama shnatenu ezrat chalav u'dvash. So what is it all about? I don't understand. You know what it is? I tell you what it is. Bikurim, do it. It means like this. You come to court, for example, all of a sudden, the prosecutor is on your side. It's the biggest thing. It means even Hashem sometimes is upset. While he's upset, is going to give you a bracha, it means no more upset. There's a black glasses, no more black glasses. That's the most important thing. So who does it? Ma says, Bikurim. Bikurim does. How Bikurim does it? Why? Because I gave the guy a reason? What does it mean exactly? Says the Gemara, wait, this is nothing. The Gemara says if you're pure and you're holy and you qualify, when you bring the Bikurim and you read the text, you hear in your ear, the Gemara says it. Tizke l'shana haba. Hashem tells you, I see you next year. Finish, no, Shana, Yom Kippur, nothing. You're done. Can you imagine? You brought this raisin to the coin, you hear in your ear, the Gemara says, Tizke l'shana haba. I'll see, Hashem tells you, it's not a policeman. Hashem tells you, I see you here next year. What do you do? Bikurim. Let me. Chachamim tell us like this, look. The Torah tells us certain things. Started with Chanoch. Chanoch, one day, went up to Shamayim, became a top angel, higher than Eliyahu Navi. The biggest, responsible for millions of angels. It's called the Interior Minister. The Torah tells us what happened. This guy. It says, "Vayithalech Chanoch et haElokim, ve'enenu ki lakach oto Elokim." Avraham Avinu later, 10 generations after Noah. First Noah, et haElokim italech Noah. Noah walking with Hashem. Avraham Avinu, Hashem asher yitalachti lefanav. It's the way he talks to Eliezer. Torah says, I want to explain to you something. He came out of Egypt. Torah describes the Exodus, that Hashem is going in the front of you. And actually, if you may say, Hashem split it himself to 7 entities, to 7 clouds, 4 around us, 1 on top of us, on the bottom of us, and 1 in front of us. Now that's how much Hashem loves you. Hashem expects from us one thing. I want you to walk in front of me or behind me. Follow me. That's it. You go. It's not just to behave. Just actually you should have one track mind. What I'm going to do, I'm following Hashem. Okay, fine. So we came out of Egypt. There's a cloud. When there's a cloud, Moshe could put ways. You look on the stars, you know where to go. You really don't need the cloud. What do you need the cloud for? Hashem sent us a cloud right away, and 40 years in the desert, we follow a cloud. Actually, Avraham Avinu, Pakedat Yitzchak, Hashem said, go over there, you see? And the third day, Avraham Avinu saw, here I am, I see when I went over there, it's because I followed. The Gemara says Avraham Avinu followed the cloud in Shamayim. Then he saw the cloud of Hashem on Har Moriah. That is the goal of our life, to follow Hashem. Now, if you follow Hashem, you'll never do any bad things. Because if you have Hashem in front of you, and Hashem on the 4 sides, and the one on top of you, so you never can do anything. And that's the Ramachal says, when Mashiach will come, David says, it's going to be so much spirituality in front of you. It's going to be no yitzhar, nothing. The only one thing, I want Hashem. You're choking with holiness, Kedusha, and HaKadosh Baruch. That's the goal of the world. And here comes the Torah and describes us. Exodus out of Egypt, following a cloud. You know why? Because Hashem wants you to know, follow me. Where are we going? Of course, you're going to Eretz Israel. Likewise, the Gemara says, Avraham Avinu, when he came to Eretz Israel from Haran, so where are you going, Avraham? I'm going to Yerushalayim. I'm going to Yerushalayim. I says, that is the test, and this is the task, that you should follow Hashem. Where are you going? Yerushalayim. Somebody told me he used to drive the Mashgiach Fleckwood every day after Mincha to his house. I've not done. He told me the story. And he says, one day I took the Mashgiach And as a mashgiach, I drove him. This is 50 years ago. I drove him. I asked him, maybe the mashgiach knows somebody goes to Israel. I says, I want to send something, this before FedEx and all these things. I want to send something important. So maybe the mashgiach knows something. Mashgiach Vlekmut. Mashgiach said, yeah, I happen to be that I'm going to Israel. I said, fine. He says, can I bring the mashgiach the little envelope? I said, yeah, bring it to me. So he drops the mashgiach in his house. After mincha, he goes to the dorm. He takes the letter. He goes to the mashgiach's house. He knocks on the door. The rabbinate opened the door. Opened the door. I said, yes. I said, yeah, you just brought the mashgiach. What happened? I said, no, I spoke to the mashgiach. The mashgiach is very kind. He said he knows somebody that goes to Israel, so this is the letter. She started to laugh. He said, what's the matter with you? Mashgiach is going to Israel every day. Every day. He has one thing in his head. I'm going to Israel. That's what Hashem expects from us. That's it. Nothing else. This is the secret of Bikurim. Bikurim means like this. You go to Yerushalayim with one reason, because you have to have one mind. I'm going to Yerushalayim. Because I follow Hashem to Yerushalayim. And that really, the Magid, Maran Rabbi Yosef, he wrote Shulchan Aruch, he had an angel. The angel told him, at the final thing, after he decided what to write, the angel told him how to write it. So here's a book. Maran Rabbi Yosef wrote a book. It's called Magid Mesharim. He writes over there what the angel told him certain things. The angel told me, I want to explain to you something. What do you think Bikurim is? You don't even get it. Bikurim means like this. The guy that picked this little grape or fig and he's going to put it in a basket, the minute he gets out of his door, Hashem accompanies him. And when they come to Yerushalayim, and the people in Yerushalayim, they go outside and welcome them and dance with them, and they come to the Beit HaMikdash, we dance with them. So the whole thing is just one thing, because Hashem is coming with them. Why? Because this guy took the opportunity. For 15 days he was on a donkey to bring a raisin, because he wants to go to the place of Hashem. That's it. Therefore, if you want to go, the Nabi says, Hashem comes with you. Nasivchem Kadosh Israel. The Nabi says, when Mashiach will come, first Hashem will walk with us, and then Hashem will collect all of us, will go behind us, after the Mashiach will collect us. Because that is what the person should have in his mind. I want to go with Hashem. I want to be close to Hashem, but the main thing is that Elokim italech Noach, Chanoch, italech Chanoch et Elokim. That is the goal of God. And that's what the Gemara says. If you do this effort, then Hashem tells you in your ear, I'll see you next year. If you made this effort to come here, I'll see you next year. That's how powerful this thing Bikurim, how powerful it is. The Gemara says it's so powerful. The Gemara says Moshe Rabbeinu, with his prophecy, saw Beit HaMikdash is not going to be here. It's so powerful thing that we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, bless me please with your black glasses. And the Gemara says this is going to give you a right to live in Eretz Israel. And this is something, if you qualify, that Hashem will tell you, I'll see you next year. Okay, now I don't have Bikurim. What should I do? It's not Beit HaMikdash. Says the Gemara those words. When Moshe saw it's going to be in no Beit HaMikdash, he then decided that people should pray 3 times a day. Because actually, when you pray 3 times a day, it's like Bikurim, the Gemara says. What it means is, the Gemara says, you go to Beit HaKnesset, not at home. The Gemara says, En tfilato shel adam nishmat ela Beit HaKnesset. You're allowed to pray any place you want. But Hashem listens to you in Beit HaKnesset. Why? Because you walk over there. There's a special schar alecha, the Gemara says, that you get a special reward for going to Beit HaKnesset. Not only going, you have to run to Beit HaKnesset, near the Faladat Hashem. So what is it? How come? It doesn't say it in every other mitzvah. You walk to get your tefillin, you get a mitzvah for every step. You get a little something. But to Beit HaKnesset, the Gemara says, you're allowed to run to Beit HaKnesset on Shabbat. Run. I say, you do a big thing. What's the big thing? I'm just going to daven. you're going to see Hashem. You're going to see Hashem is Bikurim. It actually is exactly like we came out of Egypt. And this is why in the Haggadah Pesach, whoever wrote the Haggadah quotes the text that we read when we read the Bikurim. He says, what do you read? You read Bikurim, you know, I came out of Egypt. What do you have in Egypt? You don't understand. The same thing happened in Egypt. You came out of Egypt. Well, how did you go out of Egypt? It was a cloud. When you followed Hashem. You wanted to go with Hashem. It says the same thing as Bikurim. Therefore, in the Haggadah Pesach, they quote the text of Bikurim to tell you it's the same thing. The concept is same. Zacharti לך חסד נורייך, לכתך אחרי במדבר. Yirmiyahu Navi said, you know, Hashem said He loves you very much. You know why? Because you walk behind HaKadosh Baruch in the desert. It was a cloud. That's Hashem wants. Hashem just wants you to walk after Him, sometimes in front of Him. Sometimes you walk and Hashem is behind you. That's what the Torah says. You came out of Egypt. The angel, the cloud, went in the back of Am Yisrael. And after you follow Him, He protects you from the back. Ma'asivchem, Kadosh Yisrael. And that is the secret of the Bikurim. No more black glasses. כן, עזרא הסופר, החכם, כל אדם, after שלמה המלך. says, I want to tell you something. פרשת כי תבוא, huh? You must read it before Rosh Hashanah, 2 weeks before Rosh Hashanah. So what is it? The curses. What are the curses? Curses has the black glasses. Okay, read the parasha, start from Bikurim. Then you understand. You know what? In the middle of the curses, there's a sentence. You know what happened to you? תחת אשר לא עבדת השם אלוקיך בשמחה ובטוב לבב. You know what happened to you? You didn't worship Hashem with happiness. You know what the Gemara says? The Gemara says, Masechet Erachin. You know what it is? Singing. You're supposed to sing all the time to Hashem. I said, where do you sing? In Bet HaMikdash, you sing to Hashem. When is a special occasion you sing to Hashem? There's no sacrifices. Private raisin. One raisin, the Levim are going to sing in Bet HaMikdash with instrument. And he says, why? Because they follow Hashem. And that's what Moshe Rabbeinu said. You follow Hashem, today you go 3 times a day to Bet HaKnesset, have this in mind. This is Bikurim. Exactly like Bikurim. Bikurim is not the raisin. As you go to Hashem, you appreciate Hashem. He says, I'm here to say hello to you. You say hello to me, I'll say hello to you. Next year I'll see you again. Exemption from all the decrees. Kamchem says, okay, let me tell you something. Rosh Hashanah, shofar. What shofar is? I don't know what shofar is. I'll tell you what shofar. Shofar means Teruah. It's a sound. What is Teruah? Do you know? Now what says Teruah in the Torah? I'll tell you what's it. It says Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe, please make 2 trumpets. Okay? What are the trumpets? The Torah says in the text, Parshat Baruch, if you blow just kiyah, just a straight sound, then it's called the people to come. Gathering, the meeting. But if you blow Teruah, v'nasu hamachanot, it's a sign walking after the clouds towards Eretz Yisrael. ובאו העבדים מארץ אשור, והם ראו תקע בשופר גדול. סימן פה משיח שנו, you can hear a shofar. What is the shofar for? I get an email. No. That shofar is going to remind you that you have to walk behind Hashem. Bikurim. As the trumpet were made in the desert, the sound of Teruah is moving. Move. So where are you going? Where are you going? You know where you're going. You're in the desert, right? Where are you going from here? Where are you going from here? It's before Am Yisrael sent the spies. From here, a few days, you go to Yerushalayim. That's it. Finished. Hamim said Hashem on purpose did not write the word shofar in Rosh Hashanah. We shofar Rosh Hashanah, say, okay, I have to do sukkah. Okay, I have to put tefillin. Okay, shofar. Hello. I want to tell you something. You're going to learn it from Yovel. Yovel. What Yovel? Yovel is the 50th year after Shemitah. The way Zohar says, this is the year for sure Mashiach has to come. So can you tell me something about that year, that 50th year? Torah says, I'll tell you what it is. If somebody is a Jewish slave, comes Yovel, he has to go back home. If somebody sold a land, goes back to him. Torah says, Vishnat Yovel Azot, Tashuvu ish el achuzato. Everybody returns back. You all go back. So we back to where? To the original thing. What's the original thing? And it says, I came to Israel, I got this heritage, and Hashem wants, now I go back. So I'm in Israel, I'm in Israel, I got it back. Tashuvu, I go back to Shuvah. It says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu on purpose did not write to Shofar on Rosh Hashanah. Because we would have thought, okay, blow Shofar. No. Look at Yovel. You know what Yovel means? Yovel means I go back to Hashem. Everything goes back. I said, I'm a slave, I go back home. I sold something, everything goes back. It means you have to go back to Hashem. Shivenu Hashem Elecha B'Nashuvah. I said, I want to go back to Hashem. I said, you go back to Hashem? I said, Rosh Hashanah, let me tell you something. Rosh Hashanah, you hear the tefillah, the tkiyah. I said, you know what? Hashem judges the world in one blink. You know when? When everybody hears the shofar. So the people in Australia, when they hear the shofar, Hashem judges them. The people in Eretz Israel, when they hear the shofar. It's not the same moment. It's the same moment of the shofar, says the Ari. It means when you hear the shofar, Hashem judges you. Some people can feel it. Some people can feel it. Some people get a click inside the heart. I know some people get it. Because that's Hashem judges you. Hashem judges me what? Because I hear shofar? No. Hashem judges you if you really want to follow Him. You're really going to go to Beit Knesset every day 3 times, and every time you go to Beit Knesset because you want to follow Hashem. And the whole Shulchan Aruch is only to give you as a qualification that you can go behind Hashem or in front of Hashem. Hashem doesn't care less. You do mitzvot, do mitzvot. My question to you, are you going to follow me? Are you going to come to me? So, Rosh Hashanah, you have a shofar, and a shofar means Yom Teruah. Teruah. What Teruah means? Teruah means movement. You know who says it? David HaMelech in Tehillim. Ashrei Ha'am Yodei Teruah. Tehillim chapter 89. Look what it says. We say this sentence after we hear the shofar. Bless the nation they know how to do Teruah. Says the Gemara, excuse me. What's the big deal? What nation? Every guy can go to the store, buy himself a shofar. You teach him how to blow it. What's the big deal? No. The sentence ends like this. Ashrei Ha'am Yodei Teruah, Hashem be'or panecha yehalechun. That's it. Shofar is to wake us up. We want to follow Hashem. That's it, David HaMelech says. That's it. Ashrei Ha'am Yodei Teruah. Only we want to go after Hashem. They didn't want to accept the Torah. They didn't say Naseh Mishma. They didn't care. So they don't know Teruah. What do you mean don't know Teruah? Teruah was lost. What do you mean you lost? What do you mean? How can we know everything has to do? Listen, Teruah was lost because people don't want to follow Hashem. Hanoch followed Hashem. Noach followed Hashem. Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, the Gemara says, they ran in front of Hashem like horses. Not everybody. So says the Rambam, that's a secret. You don't know what to do. Because the real Teruah means that you hear it, so it gets like a click, and you hear, say, oh, what was it? Oh, I have to follow Hashem. You follow Hashem, it means you don't do any sins, and whatever you did, Hashem erases. That's what the Gemara says. Vameh b'shofar. Hashem is going to remember you. To remember what? To remember if you want to walk behind Him. So make Hashem as a king, because you should have a desire to go to meet Hashem. Say sentences that Hashem is the king, and I want to see the king. There's no king in England. Everybody wants to see him. I want to see Hashem. Before Hashem gave us the Torah, 10 Commandments, we told Moshe, we want to see him. I want to be close to him. I want to see him. Okay, I'm Krobo, hallelujah. That's what you say. As Hashem said, okay, so I want you to tell me that you want me to remember you. What do you mean? Hashem forgets about people. Hashem forgets. He says, Rabbi Aderet Shari Tshuva. Somebody does Tshuva. Hashem said, okay. Accept your tshuva. I don't want to hear from you. I forgot about you. I erase you. You want me to remember you? B'shofar. B'shofar? Hashem remembers you? Yeah. Shofar is an instrument to wake you up that you want to follow Hashem. That's it. You want to follow Hashem. Hashem erases everything. He says, forget about the fire. Nothing. All the fire is just instructions how to get to the stage that you want to follow Hashem. The minute on Rosh Hashanah you hear the shofar, Aaron says you do the shofar in your heart at that moment, and he said, yes, Hashem, I want to follow you. I want you to go in front of me and behind me, on top of me, on the side of me. I said, Hashem said, oh, you got it? You want it? I said, prosecutor, case dismissed. That's the secret of Rosh Hashanah. That's the power of the Teshuvah. Aaron says, that's the power of the Teshuvah. If the person has it in his mind set that he wants, Hashem is looking to see, is it true? It's true. Says the Gemara, yes, Moshe Rabbeinu gave us a hint. It's no better Mikdash. The Mikdash come with a raisin. You know better Mikdash. That's what Gemara says. You have to sing when you daven. When you sing, it says like Bikurim. You have to have Bikurim in your head. As I came, it's hard for me to come to Beit Knesset. Yeah, I did the effort. Like last life, I walked 15 days with one raisin. I walked. It says it's hard for me to come to Knesset. Yeah, there's no such thing. I went to a wedding and this. I said I couldn't make it. There's no such thing. No such thing. No such thing. There's no excuse not to come to Beit Knesset. And as early as possible. And when it's hard to buy the ratio the Gemara says, when it's hard to do a mitzvah, is like 100 easy. 1 hour you learn Gemara when it's hard for you, equal to 100. 1 page Gemara that you learn when it's hard for you, equal like 100. This is the called Bikurim, the effort of Bikurim. Amen.